Happy Saturday. Today, let's learn how to stay calm and grounded no matter what. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to clink this for you. Hold on. Starting off with a little bit of tuning fork. This is in 136.1 hertz. It's the ohm sound, which is such an incredible sound. But I'm not obviously a monk or living in a mountain doing mental yoga practices. So I definitely am not speaking from a place of mastery, but I do know that it can be really hard to stay calm when situations feel tough. So the biggest thing that I remember when maybe you're in an altercation with someone, maybe it's at work, maybe it's with a teacher, professor, family member, especially. Um, any feedback, negative criticism, things that maybe are not nice, that could like really hurt your feelings or just ruffle your feathers. Just remember that people are speaking out of a place of just their own insecurity and own fears. What I mean by this in this particular situation is maybe a negative comment, a comment that's really unnecessary and doesn't do anything good for anybody involved, and is just, like shade. Like, this is the most typical thing I can think of like when you're being a human being, and what would make you like uneasy is probably just a dumb comment from someone. And you have to remember that happy people do not make dumb comments to other people. And so, somebody that's doing a lot better than you in life, somebody that is happy with themselves in general, is typically not going to make a critical or criticizing comment towards you. And this is just a fact that keeps you calm. I'm a person where facts keep me calm, and this is definitely a psychological fact that keeps you calm. Just know that people's expressions, especially negative, mean ones, bullying-esque ones, definitely stem from personal insecurity and lack. So instead of honestly feeling bad for yourself that like, wow, like this person's being just so rude to me, or just like that was not necessary, honestly just have pity towards the other person. Be like, damn, how sad is it that somebody has to like make a comment, that's not necessary or helpful about someone else, just to like, you know, make themselves feel better, I guess. In Buddhism, I've spent time in monasteries, a couple monasteries, and something I remember from my time in monasteries is the teaching that people who are suffering inside, their suffering will ooze out of them and cause suffering for other people. So that's a big principle that can keep you calm, because it's true. People's suffering leaves their bodies and forms other suffering for others. And that's exactly why there's bad people in the world, and people suffer because of those bad people, especially in important, critical positions in the world that affect millions, if not billions of people. And so that's like the biggest thing to alchemize energy, is to just boil it down for what it is. And yes, to do this successfully, you do have to practice being the bigger person and not letting your ego take a punch, but also setting boundaries. If that person is a boss, or, somebody that like has to be in your life, like a family member, it's really hard to avoid them. Just explore how to make boundaries, how to set boundaries, and begin there and see what works for you. But definitely knowing this stuff can really help you maintain peace and alchemize the energy so you do not spiral And of course, if something feels bad, it feels bad. And you're also allowed, on the other hand, to be like, this person is just must be suffering so much inside that they're causing other people suffering. And you can also say, but it also really hurt my feelings and that affected me negatively. And both things can be true. um, Trying to think of anything else that could be helpful. I think that's about it. Um, but yeah, it's not always easy to keep calm, and it's definitely something that you'll like be a student of life of for pretty much forever. But the key is to not let your ego get in the way of, you know, not making you calm anymore, maybe making you angry and doing something you will regret doing. So definitely don't give people power over you to allow you to act out and make you another negative Nelly in the world, you know? But, anyways, that's all I have to say. Keep calm and carry on.